Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to cover section 1.2, which is titled the Triangle Sum Theorem. So let's get started. Let's review the warm-up from last time and do another one. Here's our previous warm-up. So Leah's little brother was watching her draw angles. He thought that the angle on the left was larger, but we were supposed to help Leah explain to her brother that they were the same size. So as many of you said, it's not how long the rays of the angle are, it's how wide the opening is in each angle. So they are, in fact, the same. Here's your new warm-up. Lines L and M are parallel and line T is a transversal. Go ahead and pause the video right here and take a moment to think about answers for these questions and submit your answer to me using the link. All right, let's get started with our lesson. So today's lesson is 1.2, the Triangle Sum Theorem. Go ahead and take notes. If you don't have your notebook, now is the time to go get it. Triangle Sum Theorem, whoop. And the date today is 3/20/20. All right. So the Triangle Sum Theorem is basically just a statement that says that the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So the sum of the angles in any triangle is 180 degrees. So if I take any triangle, that can be a right triangle, acute, obtuse, doesn't matter. When I add all of the angles up, I will find that my sum is 180. This might be something that we already knew, but we're going to put it into some context today, and we're going to prove why this is the case. Let's go ahead and prove why the triangle sum theorem works. And remember that a theorem is a statement that has to be proven in order to be true. So let's say that I have a triangle ABC. So let's draw, you can draw any triangle you want. ABC, whoop, say A, B, C, and I'm going to draw a line that's parallel to AB up here, best I can. Whoops. So this line has to go through point C, and it should be parallel to AB, just like that. So let's say I'm gonna number my angles here. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 for my triangle, and then on the outside of the triangle, I'm going to have angle 4 and angle 5. So we are trying to prove that angle 1 plus the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 180 degrees. Now, I'm going to go through this proof with you. I will not expect that you will be able to recreate this proof. I just think it's something cool. It's worth looking at. You know, we try to understand the reason why we do things. So let's take a look at these other angles up here. Let's look at angle 4. And let's keep in mind that we have two parallel lines. So let's imagine that I'm going to change the color of my pen here. Let's imagine that AC, this line, is a transversal. And it goes right through these two parallel lines here. So angle 1 and angle 4 are what we call, can you remember? Angle 1 and angle 4 are alternate interior angles. So I can write angle 1 is congruent to angle 4 because they are alternate interior angles. So alternate int, I'm just going to put angles. Now let's look at the other side. Same thing, except BC is now the transversal. So I have this line going through both of my parallel lines, but now I'm going to look at angle 2 and angle 5, which are also alternate interior angles. Remember, alternate means the opposite side of the transversal, and interior means in between the two parallel lines. So I can also say that angle 2 is congruent to angle 5 because of the same thing. Alternate interior angles. So last thing, let's take a look up here at this little collection of angles. So angle 4 plus angle 3 plus angle 5 are all part of a straight angle. They all create a straight angle. And if you remember, a straight angle is 180 degrees. So I'm going to say angle 4 plus the measure of angle 4 plus the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 5 equals 180 degrees because they are a straight angle. Straight angle. So finally, I know that the measure of angle 1 is the same as, angle 4, and 2 is congruent to angle 5. So I can substitute those angles in where I have 4 and 5. So I'm going to say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 2, because that's congruent to 5, should also give me 180 degrees. And this is just using some substitution. This is what we say in math sometimes. We're just substituting in some angles for other ones because we've already proven that they are congruent. And if you take a look, we've just proven our original statement. We wanted to find out that the 3 angles in this triangle were summed up to 180 degrees, and that's exactly what we did. So that's a nice little concise proof for our theorem. All right, you know what time it is. Wellness break. Let's get up and run 2 laps around your house. Okay, let's put the triangle sum theorem into action. So we know that the 3 angles in this triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. We're trying to find x. So I'm going to start by saying 65 plus 20 plus x must equal 180 degrees. Well, 65 plus 20 is 85, plus x equals 180. I'm going to subtract 85 from both sides, and I find that x equals 95 degrees. So that's my answer. We should always take time to check our work after we're done. Make sure that when you add up 65, 20, and 95, you get 180. All right, moving on to problem B. I have another triangle here. I see that the bottom of this triangle has been extended and the angle on the outside is 110 degrees. I'm trying to find 2 angles in this triangle this time. And I notice that this set of angles right here make up a straight angle. So I know that 110 plus x has to equal 180. Subtracting 110 from both sides gives me x equals 70. So that's 70 degrees. And now that I know that x is 70, and I know that my other angle is 70, I can use the triangle sum theorem to find y. This must add up to 180, so that's going to be 140 plus y equals 180. And subtracting 140 from both sides gives me y equals 40. So y is 40 degrees. Okay. Let's move on to problem C, and feel free to pause the video. If I'm going too fast for you, that's the beauty of a video. Slow it down, go back, rewatch it, up to you. Okay, so here I have 2 triangles, and I also have 2 parallel lines, E and F. This is going to come in handy. So I know that this angle up here is 50, this angle right here is 35, and I'm trying to find x down here. Well, first things I notice are that 35 angle, this angle right here, is vertical angles with this one. So I just like to label as much as I can so that I can figure out the problem even more easily. So this angle right here has to be 35. I'm one step closer in figuring out x. But let's look up here. So I know that this angle's 50. I know that this angle's 35. So I can calculate this angle using the triangle sum theorem. So 50 plus 35 plus this little mystery angle, let's call him m. How about m? So plus m has to equal 180. So that's 85 plus m, oh, we've been here before, equals 180. I'm going to subtract 85, and I will find that m equals 95. So I have that little angle up there, but I don't have x yet. But I kind of do, because if I notice that this angle up here and this angle down here are alternate interior angles, remember with parallel lines, I know that angle m is congruent to angle x because of alternate interior angles. Woo! So that makes my life easy. I know that x has to be 95 degrees. All right. moving on to question D. Question D. We have a triangle. I don't have any angle measures except I have a bunch of x's in here, so I have to figure out what's going on. So I know that all of these added together will give me 180, so let's go ahead and let's just write them down. I have x minus 4 plus 2x plus x must add up to 180. Whoops. Let's combine some like terms on this side. Let's consolidate, see what we get. So I like to underline my like terms. X plus 2x plus x will give me 4x, and I still have that minus 4 equals 180. Now I'm going to add 4, and I'm left with 4x equals 184. When I divide both sides by 4, I find that x equals, let's see, 46. So x is 46 degrees. And let's say like we're really not sure about our answer. We're just not feeling confident about it. Let's go ahead and plug x in and see if all of these add up to 180. So 46 minus 4 is 42. X alone is just 46. And 2x is going to be 92. So if we add 42 plus 46 plus 92, we should get 180. And let's see, 6 plus 2 plus 2, that's 10. 4 plus 4 is 8, 9, 18, 180. Awesome. We're good. All right. Thank you for joining me today, folks. This is our last lesson before spring break, so enjoy your break. I will see you when we get back.